nobody chooses addiction. This isn't a choice for us. We're not here because we're bad people. We're here because we have an illness.
Substance use disorders are medical illnesses. And like other medical illnesses, like diabetes or cardiovascular disease, they also involve behavior. So there are changes in the brain circuits that make it more and more difficult to stop using substances. Substance use disorders affect a number of circuits throughout the brain. One of the main ones is the reward circuit. And this is the circuit that is supposed to reinforce natural behaviors. So things like food, sex, caring for our children. And those type of natural rewards activate the circuit with a small spike in dopamine. But drugs activate the circuit much more powerfully. And what this means is that your brain ultimately learns incorrectly, but really powerfully, that these drugs are essential for your survival.
Over time, what this results in is a narrowing of behavioral repertoire. So people no longer have the ability to make as many choices in their environment, but they find their lives more focused on drug acquisition and drug-using behaviors. This is due to changes particularly in the frontal lobes and how they feed back to the reward structures in other parts of the brain.
It's so hard to stop using substances because of the changes that occur in your brain when you have an addiction. So, imagine that you are struggling with an opioid use disorder and you try to stop. So the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to start experiencing withdrawal symptoms, and that, muscle aches, sweating, vomiting, diarrhea, some of the worst pain you've ever felt, insomnia, depression. And at the same time, the circuits that would normally help you control your stress response, they're not functioning. You know that the only thing that's going to make you feel better in that moment is to find a pill, to find some heroin.
So you get in this vicious cycle of using drugs to combat the stress of everyday life, or the stress of withdrawal, or the stress of coming down off of drugs.
You know that surrounding you is judgment and stigma. So how easy would it be in that moment, in all of those moments? Because you remember, this isn't just a one-time decision. This is an ongoing battle to not follow those impulses, to not succumb to those cravings. And so the combination of all those changes in your brain and the environment that you're in when you're trying to recover can make it incredibly difficult for someone to recover.
How do we really make people understand that this is a disease and illness not different from any other, and the entire family deserves and needs support when you're in crisis and when you need help? And I think it's the blaming and sometimes the stigma that we perpetuate that hurts not just that family, but it also makes recovery really difficult, because we need to have a welcoming community that can wrap around all of the family, but particularly our patients in their time of need.